The second habit that we're going to talk about regarding our internal development is beginning with the end in mind. And so I would love to do a visualization exercise. And if you would, close your eyes for a minute. I'm not going to put anything crazy on the screen, so you're not going to miss out. But visualize yourself walking into a church. And you see several groups of people. One's in the corner, one's up front. They're all kind of looking kind of discontent, kind of mopey. Some are laughing. And then you walk by the conversations, and you're hearing them talk about someone. You're hearing them talk positively or making remarks about someone in their life that they're there to celebrate. You realize that that is your funeral, that you walked into the church of your own funeral. And the groups of people that you're walking up to, they're talking about you and your impact on their life. What kind of things would you want them to say about you? What kind of things do you want to be remembered by? You might be thinking, I want them to think that I was a positive influence, or I want my family to think that I was willing to do whatever it took to help us be secure and stable and happy. Or you might think, I want my family to believe that I was a spiritual leader in our home. All of those things that you're believing and that you're wanting to leave as a legacy, those things are going to be your core values. So for me personally, I want someone to look at my life, let's say a eulogy of my life after I pass away, and hopefully in many, 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 many years. I want somebody to look at my life and say, goodness gracious, Laura Mendenhall was a positive catalyst to anyone and everyone that she came in contact with. I want to be able to push people to their highest potential. For anyone to meet me, I want to be a fork in the road where they have to say, wow, I'm going to choose to be the same old person, be mediocre, or I'm going to make a positive decision and take positive baby steps in order to achieve goals, because I don't want to ever be looked at as something that's amazing or crazy, rare. No. I am so normal, and I am so just the typical little hometown girl. But when anyone looks at my life, I would love for them to say, man, her life is attainable. And that sounds crazy because I was trying to battle the mediocrity, but I want them to look at the success that we've had so far. I want them to look at my happiness and them to say, oh, she was able to provide steps for people to reach that level of happiness and success. And her success and happiness and balance is attainable. And so those are my core values, and that's really what I'm trying to do here with you guys. I just want to pour into you so you identify what kind of end in mind is going to mean the most to you in your life. And that is about creating a vision. And so I have a picture here on the screen of a blueprint. And that blueprint is going to be your vision. If you think about a builder who is building a house, they're not going to start out with a hammer and nail, show up on a piece of land and just start going at it. No, they're going to have a plan. And that plan is a blueprint. That blueprint for us is our vision. And so keeping the end in mind, if me, Laura Mendenhall, if I want to be a positive catalyst for anyone that I come in contact with, and if I want to be someone who has a contagious smile, I need to have that as my ultimate goal, and then I need to set some goals that are short term to achieve them. Are you guys following me here? And so this quote at the bottom is what I pulled out of our book that I'm reading. Management is doing something right. Leadership is doing the right thing. Both of those things are very important, Moxie Crew. And so leadership is what we've been talking about so far. And doing the right thing in your life is to follow those core values, is to think about what legacy you want to leave and that what you want people to think about you at the end of your life. And it's not necessarily think about you, but it's what impression, what did you leave behind? How did you provide value for people? And I'm so excited about this opportunity with Beachbody because we are able to provide value to people directly to the heart of what's going to build them into a stronger person in their health and their fitness goals. Because once they get control of that, things will fall into place. And so we need both of these, the end in mind. Keep the end in mind. Next thing is to reacting to where you're centered. And I have this slide here. I'm not going to go over it, but I just wanted to let you know, look out for this. I'm going to post this again in our Moxie Crew page because it's something that is going to take a little bit for you to do some self-searching. But you are centered around one of these outside words, whether it's self-centered, work-centered, spouse-centered, money-centered, friends-centered, church-centered. All of these things have pros and cons, but the thing that's going to allow you to be most successful is if you are principle and core value centered. And so look for that on our page. It's going to hurt a little bit when you think about where you're centered. You might not realize that your whole life is wrapped around something that is not leading you in the right direction. The third habit is putting first things first. So if we were to keep the end in mind by thinking about that vision, by thinking about that ultimate goal that we have in our life, that's the blueprint. But putting the first things first is about getting that hammer and nail and building the house based on that blueprint. And that is what management is about. Management comes second to leadership. I want you guys to be leaders no matter what, and then learn how to manage your lives in order to achieve your goals. It seems so easy. I don't want you guys to think that this is some magical spell or some unattainable journey to be successful in your goals. No, you just have to put practical behaviors and habits into place while also having that vision in mind. So the management, that's going to come from our Coach Summit tips. So drum roll, please. I am excited to introduce to you guys our wild ride and fun, exciting time at Coach Summit. And so Sarah and I were able to go to Coach Summit this year, and we had a blast. There were 7,000 coaches, as I mentioned. There were numerous training workshops that we went to, team meetings and parties, celebrity trainer meet and greets. Here on the left side of the screen, that's Brittany Leggett and Sarah. Brittany is our upline Star Diamond coach, who's awesome. In the middle is Lindsay Matway, and she is the CEO of the Bombshell Dynasty, also the #1 coach in the company. And then on the right side of the screen, no big deal. That's just me and Carl Deichler, the CEO of the whole entire company. And so we had a blast. It was really great to rub elbows with highly successful people and to learn from the best. And I'm doing nothing but trickling that all down to you. But it was super fun, super exciting. Here are some of the girls who went from Brittany's Bombshell team. It was awesome. We all wear matching shirts. It was super beneficial to go. I know all of us who went are one big giant family now, and so I can't wait for all of this Moxie Crew team to get in person and to build those kind of relationships. Oh, why not? Here's some more pictures. Me and Sarah at the white party, me and